Hi friends. I don't know if I should have like big music, exciting music, like some type of intro music, like this is a big event, because this is a big event. Every time I have a big announcement, something major is happening on the channel, right? And I haven't had a major announcement for a long time. For those of you who have followed me since the very beginnings of the Starry Hilder off-grid, I mean, it's been an amazing journey, right? And what actually happened before everybody's eyes was, here's little old me from Wisconsin, me and my ex-husband, we leave everything and we come out to the mountains of Idaho and we start this off-grid homestead, this very sustainable homestead with all the knowledge and all the skills that we had. And who would have known that all the things that we knew and all the things that we were learning to build this sustainable homestead would be so well received. But that was God. He had a plan. But there were just thousands upon thousands. I mean, my subs grew from 500 to 50, 60, 70. I would watch it all the time. I'm like, where are these people coming from? And the people who are watching my videos, if I posted a video about how to find water, 50,000. If I posted how to can beans, another 70,000. If I posted something about, how to take care of your off-grid solar batteries, 30,000. It's crazy. It really was crazy. But in the mix of it, there was real life. And the Lord was transforming me as a follower. And there were a lot of trials along the way, and you saw all of that. Now, of course, the unfortunate thing is I don't have the homestead anymore. That dream that we built, me and my ex together, is no longer part of my life. And you watched that too. You watched me go through the divorce, and then you watched the effects of that on my health, from, you name it. Yeah, you name it, it happened. But it was all good. And I recovered, and then I started living in the downstairs apartment, and I applied so much of what I knew. I mean, it's ingrained in me, right? You can't take the off-grid sustainable part out of me. But it was fashioned then more towards, how do you apply this to living in an apartment? And people came and they watched, and they also were fed spiritually. Now, more things have changed, and unfortunately my health took a turn, and then the cancer, but many of you stayed, and God bless you for that. You stayed. I don't know why you stayed, but you did. But I have a funny feeling it was God, because I could tell by the comments that God was bringing me fellowship. He was using some of my trials to actually show people that He is good, and if we adhere in Him, He's not going to forsake us. So it was a really beautiful journey. And I had bumps along the way, and I did things wrong, and I said things wrongly, and I'm not perfect. You saw that too, right? Look, I got black. I don't know where this came from. I'm just I'm not perfect. And maybe that's one of the reasons why the Lord gave me the channel and used me in such an unusual way, because I'm like, I'd be the last person you would have guessed would have got saved. I mean, if you would have lined me up against 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you would have lined me up. No, you wouldn't have been picking me. There's just no way. I was such a different person. So I've come a long way, and it's only because of Christ. But now I've got exciting news, because as I sit in this library, and as I'm going through this medical missionary program, wow, it's all coming back. And I am convicted now that the Lord has brought me here. Oh, there's no doubt. And now He is really telling me we need to prepare. We need to prepare His flock. We need to wake people up. We need to go back to the roots. And now that I've brought you all the way through here, and you can't sustain without me, we need to start teaching people that this is the time to really learn, to really seek knowledge, to really wake up. You know what? I used to preach this before, and I'm sure this is why so many people came to the channel. Look around. Things are not getting better. I mean, in fact, just from a couple of years ago, look at how much more our society has been disintegrating before our eyes. The morality, the delusion of what's okay now, what's acceptable. Sin, there's no sin anymore. Everything, we can justify sin away. We can, God is old-fashioned. We can justify it away. We can put labels on sin and say, well, you're a bigot, you're prejudiced, you're, right? We can't even open our mouths anymore as believers, as people who love the Lord, and we can't even open our mouths anymore because we might be politically incorrect, right? I mean, look at what is going on. First let's just start with the natural disasters. As I sit here, I didn't even know China has some type of virus that 1,500 people are already dead, another virus. And then we have floods, I think they said in Brazil. And then we've got I think it's Australia that is having, or Austria that is having all the fires. And then we had a major earthquake just a couple days ago. I forgot what country, Turkey, major. The earth is crying out. It is moaning and it's groaning. Be careful how they're going to use that to trick us. That's coming too. The climate change bill. This is all part of Satan's plan. And there's so many people that they're blind to it. We need to get prepared. Look at our schools and what they're teaching our kids. You can be whatever sex you want. If you were born a girl and you don't want to be a girl, you can be a boy. And if you don't want to be a boy, you can be a girl now. It's all okay. We had a picture in class the other day where they have story time. It's called drag queen story time. Little kids sitting on drag queens' laps. And they need to is where we are at, where we're at. First we started with sleeping around, and before, people, that was taboo. Now, fornication, you sleep around, try out each other before, try each other out before you get married. And then, all the adulterous affairs, and we justify that away. Oh, well, she was a bad wife. And he was an abusive husband, and we all have and we found true love. We were really meant for each other, and that didn't work out because we were made for each other. So that's why we had the affair, and now we're together, and we're so happy. Did you know that the second time around only has a success rate of 25%, and that 1 in 2 people now divorce? What is going on? We're not following God's biblical standards of life. He gave us a manual. We're not even following it. And then our churches, a lot of milk drinking churches out there. I don't want to focus on all the doom and gloom, but I'm sure so many of you will agree with where we're at. I was just talking the other day, if there was an EMP, no electricity, do you imagine what would happen with no electricity? People are so dependent, and the meltdown, the chaos, and the death. So as I study in this medical missionary program, I am learning things that I didn't even know, that I wasn't even taught. I mean, I sat in class the other day, and here I'm a nurse, and they're teaching us how to do all different types of bandages. How to make an arm sling, how to make a chest bandage, how to make a head bandage, how to make a wrist bandage, all out of torn sheets. Do we know how to do that? I mean, it's like basic first aid. It's like going back to Boy Scouts. This is the stuff that we need to know. We need to learn about nutrition so we can feed our bodies the right way. What are the lies that are out there? And we need to get ourselves refocused. We need to learn how to prepare our pantries again, frugally, ways to save money to do that. And we need to know how to take care of our health when we are sick, doing something as simple as hydrotherapy in our homes. I mean, the stuff I'm learning is so valuable. So now I'm going back to Starry Hilder, off grid, yeah, on grid. But you know what? It's all about sustainability with God, starting with God's ways. And you know what? Here I am. Somehow God uses me, and it is, I'm just really excited. I'm excited that now that the channel is going to go in a completely different direction, and you're not going to see as many vlogs anymore. I'm going to give you updates and everything. Of course, I'm going to give you updates of my health and what's going on with that. But in the meantime, I'm going back to my roots. I'm going to be teaching you people how to be prepared so you can make changes in your life. So you and your family and your loved ones, you're not going to be caught with your pants down. It's time, people. For those who come to listen to my devotion and my witness, you know it's time. We can't ignore it anymore. The world is toxic. The earth is groaning. And we need to make some changes in our lives. And I'm going to help you through, hopefully, the power of Christ. I can't do it without him, so it's going to be in cooperation with him, but it's going to be exciting. So you're going to see a tips like health. I'm going to do some health nuggets. I'm going to be doing some medical stuff. We're going to be talking a lot about so many things. So if you have any suggestions, you want to know anything, you let me know. But that's my big announcement. How many minutes are we at? Oh, keep on talking, Starry, because it's all. And then I have another big announcement. It's just as big. You'll see the next video. I'm not going to tell you. I'll have you guess. All right. We'll see you soon. But come back prepared with a pen and paper.